Hi folks, it's Chuck. I'm going to do a video today on my 1975 Jeep J10 half-ton pickup. This was, yes I know there's a giant rust hole. This was purchased back in, I don't know, it must have been about 2013, 2014, right in there. I believe it was fall 2013. That sounds about right. Boy, the lighting in here sucks. Well, maybe I can get the hood open. Oh, goodness. I'm not going to start it and run it today, just for the simple fact that I don't have a lot of time. Well, I guess you'll just have to take my word on it that there's an AMC 360 under that hood. This latch isn't seeming to want to cooperate with me all that much. Come on. There we go. Always that last little bit, you know it? Oh boy, that lighting sucks too. But we haven't really done a whole lot to the actual engine or transmission or transfer case or anything like that. It's an AMC 360 with a GM TH400, which is then hooked up to the Borg Warner, I believe it's a BW1339. It's the Quadra-Track full-time four-wheel drive. With mine happens to have the low range in it. The only upgrades we've done to the engine, well, I call it an upgrade, is new distributor cap, plugs, wires, rotor, the general ignition tune-up you do on a vehicle, and it has a Holley 2-barrel carburetor underneath there. I couldn't tell you the model or anything like that off the top of my head, and that's got a nice chrome air cleaner with a genuine Harley Davidson little maybe if I can get it to zoom in, the bolt that holds the air cleaner in place is actually a Harley Davidson part. I had a stud on there with a standard wing nut like usual, and a friend who was helping me at the time is a big bike guy, and he said, I ain't gonna let this truck leave here with that stupid stud and wing nut. I got something that'll work for you. So he grabbed that, and I'm eternally grateful to him because it definitely makes it look a lot nicer. That goes down to, I can't really, maybe you can kind of see, these aren't the standard Dana 44 axles front and rear. These are actually a Dana 44 heavy duty, and in the back a Dana 60 rear out of a J20, which I picked up off Facebook fairly cheap. The tires are Cooper Discoverer STs. These were brand new off eBay. They've only got maybe 50 miles on them, if that. It's probably closer to around 40, 35, somewhere in there. The rockers we made ourselves out of just some diamond plate because, rocker kits were expensive as all heck, and the diamond plate is thicker. The interior is pretty much stock for the most part. It's got a brand new floor pan in it. Actually, I found a brand new factory floor pan from on eBay down near Pennsylvania. I mean, when I say it was a new floor pan, I don't mean it was a floor pan that somebody cut out of a truck and brushed and made it look like new. And I also don't mean it's patch kits. This is a factory floor pan from AMC with the sticker that showed that it was received into the factory and approved for use on the line, but it did not have the sticker stating that it had arrived on the line to be put into a truck. What I think happened is it arrived went into the big parts holding room area, whatever you want to call it, and somebody working there went, yeah, you know what, my truck's floors are kind of rusting out. I'm just going to take this part. I don't know that for a fact. I'm just guessing. Stock AM only radio. It actually works, I don't think. No, I got to have the key in it, and the key's inside, so that's another reason I can't start today. But unfortunately, there's a little bit of orange paint here and there on the dash. This truck used to be orange. I'm guessing at some point somebody tried to touch that up. Let's see. I've got some thrust glass packs there to put in it. I've got G-Force 5-point racing harnesses to hopefully get all bolted down and everything and use with the stock bench seat, which has just a cheap saddle blanket seat cover on it at the moment because, well, time constraints and whatnot. These doors shut really nice, by the way. The bed, I know it's rusty. The rest of the truck really isn't bad. The only rust holes in the rest of the truck were like right in here, and then the rockers were pretty well rusted out, hence why we replaced those. This was just a couple of pinholes that we sanded and bondoed and got all taken care of. There's actually some steel welded in behind the bondo actually, but this bed came out of a local junkyard. Funny story, I saw it in 2014, and I thought, oh, hey, you know, that'd be really great to have that bed and to put it on the truck and stuff. And so I walked all the way back up to the front of the yard to talk to the owner about it, and the guy that, well, not the owner, but, you know, by the way, this is a different scrapyard than the place where I'm buying my combine from. But anyway, I walked all the way up front to talk to the guy that was in charge of everything, and he goes, I think I know what bed you're talking about. That thing's just going to fall apart the second we pick it up. I already know. I'm not even going to bother with it. Don't waste your time. You know, you're not getting it. So I said, well, okay. And I was kind of discouraged. So I walked away, and a year later I was out and about doing things, and I thought, you know, I'm going to go back by that scrapyard. Maybe they've got some stuff that I can use, and for, you know, because I've got I had at a time a Jeep Cherokee, and so I thought maybe I could get some parts for that to do whatever with it. Well, I went back out, and I'm walking around, and lo and behold, that truck's still sitting there. Well, I got it in my head again that I just had to have this bed, so I went and talked to a different guy, and he goes, yeah, we can get that off there for you. So they ended up pulling it off, and the guy that I had originally talked to happened to see it, and he goes, huh, they were supposed to scrap that truck well over a year ago. I wonder what the heck it's still doing out here. So I definitely got pretty lucky with this. The tailgate came out of, I believe it was Pennsylvania. I got to get 2 more bolts for that and to paint this, but I'll get around to that eventually. This is my rear bumper / drawbar. It's not a Reese hitch, it is an actual drawbar. You can see, I don't know how well you can see, but this right here, and there's there's two straps that go up here, and there's one over there, and they go up to that angle iron up there. That used to be bolted directly to the frame up here. Well, we decided we were going to put this, which is a nice fuel cell, like race cars and things like that, and other off-road issues. We decided we were going to put one of those in the truck, so we made this big bracket here as a drop to drop the hitch. So the hitch stays right where it was. That hitch isn't gonna go anywhere. It's solid, sturdy. I have no qualms with using this truck to pull wagons and things like that around here eventually. Let's see, what else can I talk about for this truck? We painted it ourselves. Like I said, the truck used to be orange. The bed used to be white. The front fenders, which I replaced, I didn't need to replace them. I've actually got the other fenders over that way in the barn here. But I replaced these fenders because somebody had cut out the original radiator support and literally welded in a cross-flow radiator. So we spent quite a bit of time with an angle grinder and a, what do you call it, Dremel tool, grinding out all the old welds and cleaning everything up and getting it all out of there. And then I went on to Craigslist and found a complete front fascia with radiator support and fenders for like $100. Drove 2.5 hours, picked it up, brought it back, and just instead of tearing it apart and then taking the front radiator support and putting it into my fenders, which would need painted anyway, I just painted these and called it done. Let's see. All new fuel system, front to back. All new brake system with, I don't think you can see it through these, but it has a disc brake conversion all the way around. Custom lift. It's not the best, I'm sure. Somebody's probably going to give me some grief for it. But it works, and really all this truck is intended for is a farm truck and a wood hauler. I'm not going to take it on any crazy trails or anything like that. And I know what you're saying, well, why the 5-point harness then? Well, you know what? It was cheap. I needed seat belts. At the time, I didn't know where to get a set of regular seat belts, so I bought the racing harnesses, and then after that, I got to looking around and found that for about the same price, I could have gotten standard seat belts. But, you know, this way it'll be safer anyway. So you can see it's kind of dented here. We didn't really work too hard to fix that. The bed's dented here from them picking it up in the scrapyard with a loader. Things like that. I've got the original grill guard for it, and I've got the original front bumper. I haven't decided if I'm putting the original front bumper back on or if I'm going to have a friend make me one or something. But, you know, I've got plans. I drove this truck home from a friend's house, actually. It's about 20 miles away. Probably close to 25 miles away. We had it there because his uncle-in-law lived a block away, and he had a paint booth, which is where we did the painting, which this is painted with tractor paint, by the way. I wasn't going for a, $1,000 paint job. I just wanted the truck to be all one color with the exception of the cab, because I thought the black and the red looked cool. But I wanted the truck to be all one color and to, not just keep rusting. So that was the goal. It was achieved. I'm happy. But I drove it home, and I wish that town had a higher speed limit in town than 25, because this thing drove great at 25, and it drove great faster. There's only one problem. We pulled the cab off to weld in the new floor, obviously. Well, when we put it back on, we adjusted the transmission shift linkage, and I drove it around the yard. Well, driving around the yard and driving it in town, doing 25 mile an hour, is all fine and dandy until you try to go faster and the truck tries to shift into third gear, except for the fact that it can't shift into third gear because the transmission shifter doohickey over here is slightly out of adjustment, so when it says it's in drive, it's actually in second, and when you try to put it where drive would be, and if it's in second when it's in drive, there's that little plastic divider that doesn't let you go there. So I drove it home at 25 mile an hour to 30 mile an hour, and yeah, it was an interesting time, considering I had insurance on the truck, but no plates, no registration, no nothing like that. It was just titled and insured. So it wasn't the smartest thing I've ever done, but it was cheaper than hiring a wrecker. And besides, it was a good shakedown run. Truck performed flawlessly. I can't really complain. Let's see, what's left to do? I'll talk about that as I walk up. I have to I have to finish the exhaust. I have to do the exhaust. I can't say finish. I have to do the exhaust. I have to finish the electrical system, mainly the lights. Everything else works, but the lights need some major attention. I got to get the seat bolted down. I got to get seat belts bolted in. A couple other minor little, things that need done. Alignment, new shocks, and I believe the front. Maybe it's the rear. I don't remember. I think it's the rear. But just little things like that. But other than that, it's all good. And in fact, I'm not even doing most of that. I have a friend who wanted my old Jeep Cherokee, so I gave him that in exchange for doing the rest of the work the truck needs. He's just got to get some time to come up and get it. So anyway, folks, that was all. Thank you very much. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment, whatever you care to do. Talk to you later. Bye.